Hello, and thanks for joining us again for another Q&A. And today we've got Carrie. So, hi, Carrie, how are you?
Hi Claire, I'm really good, thank you. How are you today?
Yeah, not too bad. Nice to see the sunshine at long last, isn't it?
I know. Summer's here.
Yay! Definitely puts a step back in your jump in your step, doesn't it? So, thank you so much for spending a bit of time today. So I'm going to start with the first question. Is Has the menopause affected you in your work at all?
Definitely. I used to work in the corporate world and I really noticed the brain fog, especially. It just hits. I'd be sat in a meeting with people that I've worked with for quite a long time and I couldn't remember who they were. And so I was quite glad when we moved to Teams and went during pandemic and had to go online because at least it told us whose name was whose on the screen. Because I would sit there talking to someone thinking, and they're asking about the weekend, how my children were, and I'm thinking, I can't remember your name. And it's so embarrassing when you sit there and you go, I recognize you. I know which department you work in. Can I remember your name to actually talk to you that way? And I know about you, but I couldn't tell you what your name is. And it's things like that which are quite embarrassing at times, I find.
Yeah, it's really hard, isn't it? I mean, I can very much relate. Brain fog for me was a real big issue when I was like mayor, and you'd be in a public area doing a speech, and you'd suddenly just go blah. So, I mean, we can laugh at it, but actually, it's quite embarrassing, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
it's a scary sort of thing, and I think it's things like that I want people to be aware of. So when they do start experience it, they don't waste years kind of researching what's going on with me. Is it menopause? Yes, it could be something else, but
Yeah.
just
It's
to
most
kind
likely.
of, yeah, that's it.
And you always think it won't happen to me, it happens to everyone else. But
Yeah.
it does happen to you. The number of times I've walked into the kitchen and said, can I get what I want to call a mug, but cannot remember it's called a mug? No, it's a thing I use every day, but I'm like asking husband or children, can you pass me that thing out the cupboard on the third shelf down? And they
Wow.
go, what? A mug? And I go, yes, thank you. That's the word. So I can remember it.
Oh,
And also anxiety as well. So during pandemic, we actually had someone come and live with us, a friend of my daughter's, and I really struggled having someone else actually in the house. It felt my space was being invaded, and I ended up on antidepressants at the time because that was the way to go for me. Because at the time, I wasn't thinking about HRT, and I just went, I need to resolve this issue. And
wow.
it was just really weird. And also, I used to be quite happy going out and doing stuff. Now I'm not as, I don't mind going out, but I'm much happier coming home to my space as
Yeah.
well. And if it gets really big crowds and stuff, I'm just like, I can't be bothered. I don't want to go and get pushed and shoved around. It's not my idea of fun anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I hear that a lot. I think anxiety is one of the top ones, isn't it, on there for a lot of women. And I think it comes in different ways. And I think I've heard it from other people where you've probably never ever struggled with anxiety in your life, and then all of a sudden you're in a situation, and from out of nowhere, you get this anxiety. I experienced it once when I was at an event, and my husband was like, "What on earth is going on?" I'd already been on my journey, I was already into the menopause, but it was like, "Oh gosh, I've never had this before," and just how to deal with it. Um, but yeah, it's scary, very scary. But there is some real positives as well about menopause, and
Oh, yeah.
I think we have to be careful that we're open about it and that we talk about it, but also to shine some of the positives that are also there. And I think talking about it and speaking to people like you and other women that I speak to is so nice that we can all just come together and just kind of share our experiences because we're all unique, aren't we? We all experience it in different
Oh,
ways.
definitely.
Some
Yeah,
people have any issues, but.
I know. I wish. I wish. No, I do see all the women I work with, everyone's an individual. And that's how I
Mm.
treat everyone. It's that it's their own personal journey. No one's exactly the same.
Yeah, and I think that's really hard for menopause and how you get the right help, isn't it? Because it's almost like a mapping system, is it? Can you take HRT? Do you not want to take HRT? Is there medical grounds? What's the best way for you? And it's just, I mean, we talk about mental health and people do try and treat people individually on that through, the doctors.
Mm.
But I think with menopause, at the moment, it just seems like one thing for everybody, and it shouldn't be like that. It's tweaking it, it's getting it right, it's all the different variations of treatments as well that you can get, whether it's HRT, whether it's herbals, whether whatever it is. But yeah, we do have to treat people as individuals, because we are all unique and individual.
Definitely.
So moving on then. What made you choose this path then, that the work you're doing now?
It's because I trained as a Reiki master and then reflexologist. And then I found actually there was a program for women going through the menopause. Because I'm going through the menopause myself, I can really empathize and actually talk to women and go, I know exactly where you're coming from. I understand you. Let me help you. Because
Mm,
for me, it's always about helping people and being able to actually go, I can help you. There are options we can try. We can do different things. Just was that light bulb moment for me to go, actually, there's thousands of women out there going through this. Even if I can only help a small portion of them, that's great. It's just giving them options, saying, let's try something else. Let's look at natural alternatives.
mm,
Working alongside HRT. I never say don't take HRT because it's a very individual, as you said, can you take it? Can you not? Do you want to or not?
mm,
I'm about saying, let's look at your symptoms because HRT, as we know, is not a magic bullet that resolves everything. And it's going, how can I help? What's your biggest symptom right now where you're struggling? If we can alleviate that, that helps you take control, feel better. Right. And then we look at the next one. But
mm.
there's always, for example, sleep. Insomnia is a big one, I find with women. It's like I'm awake at 2 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock every day. And it's a killer because that just kills you for the next day. Those 2 hours that you've lost. Doesn't sound like a lot, but boy, do you feel
Yeah.
sort of dead the next morning and you just can't function as well as you'd
Mm,
like to. And it's being able to say, right, okay, let's look and see almost what is there a real root cause? Are you drinking caffeine too much late at night, which can have an impact? Let's
mm,
look at diet. Let's look at lots of things and then look at my toolbox, if you like. So I've got Reiki, reflexology, and aromatherapy, using those tools to actually support the women and working what works for them. Because it's again, it's not going to be reflexology isn't a magic bullet. It's rebalancing the body,
yeah.
helping the body to come back in a very specific routine for the menopause, working all the points which are impacted. And most people just think, oh, it's just the reproductive system. No, it's a lot more than that.
Mm.
It's a
Yeah.
lot more.
Yeah.
And then using Reiki, which again helps with the energy, putting it, rebalancing you and saying, actually, let's take out the negativity, let's have positive energy. I'll actually do a walkthrough with people if they want to as well, to actually give them a place to go to. So if they're feeling stressed, they can take themselves away and go, I need 5 minutes here.
Yeah.
Just me. I'll come back in a minute. And then the aromatherapy is so powerful because the power of plants is amazing. We've got such a vast toolbox of plants that we can use, oils we can use, making a blend specifically for that woman. So it's not a case of taking one off the shelf and saying, here, have this. I'm going, right, okay, here's the oils. Let's mix and match till we find a blend that you like that
Wow.
will tackle one or more symptoms that you're suffering with at the moment. And then try that. And I always give to people a small trial sample, just in white lotion, just to say before you actually commit to buying something, be it an inhaler stick, be it a roll on or moisturizer, have you want, let's check it works for you. There's
Wow.
nothing worse than spending money on a product that doesn't work for you.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's really lovely that you do that. And it's like you say, it's so important. It's not, I think for me, over my time going through menopause, I've had to take a little bit from over here, a little bit from over there, because it is about self-help as well. And I think many women think, oh, I'll just take a pill, or I'll just take HRT, or I'll just do this. And it's not. You have to work really hard at it. And it can, as think as women, we always seem to put ourselves secondary, don't we? We've got the kids, we've
Yeah.
got the husband, we've got the house, we've got the job, we've got this, we've got that. And where do we come in? Like right down at the bottom, and we really need to kind of go, right, we need to make that time. Getting outside, getting a bit of fresh air, having a walk around can make such a difference. And then adding to all these different things. And I think it's my journey over the last year has been so wonderful to meet people like yourself and others that just have these fantastic things to offer, and women just trying them and seeing if it works for you. And it could be that you've never ever thought of trying it before and gone, oh, I wouldn't use Reiki, or I wouldn't use reflexology, or I wouldn't go to a coach, or and to try these and go, actually, you know what? I'm amazed this is helping. So yeah,
No.
that's lovely. So do you want to just explain a little bit more about what you do then?
Yes, certainly. So, I mean, one thing I do as well before, because I do have a 12-week program for women, or 12 session program, because we know it's not possible that everyone could commit to 12 weeks in a row. I need holiday, my clients need holiday, life gets in the way. So we just put 12 sessions, ideally weekly, but we can go 2, 3 weeks if we need to. Before that, though, I actually offer a 2-hour session so people can do like a try before you buy. So
Wow.
rather than having to commit to 12 sessions, which I know is a lot for people if they don't know, is it right for me? Will it work? I do 2 hours where you can actually go, right, have all the treatment from reflexology perspective. Put my teeth back in.
That's all right. It
Yeah,
is Monday. You're allowed.
it is Monday, yes. No coffee yet. And they try that. I also do an aromatherapy piece for them and also give them some Reiki so they get to experience it. And
Hmm.
I give them an overview of what I talk about week on week as well. So part of the sessions are each week we tackle one thing. Because I don't know about you, if someone gives me a list and goes, right, okay, all these things here you need to look at.
Hmm.
And I just go, yeah, not doing
Yeah,
that. It's too
tangible.
much.
Just needs to be tangible, bite-sized sort of amounts, doesn't it?
Yes. So each week we talk about one different aspect, be it looking at what's actually in your makeup and your shampoo, because parabens are actually in a lot of things which aren't good for us, especially around the menopause. And it's just, I would never say to people, oh, you must get rid of it. I just give people a choice and say, have a look, is that perhaps impacting your life?
Wow.
And just give them that choice. Same with diet. It's like saying, I'm never going to say don't eat chocolate. It's about saying, have a look at your diet. Is there anything that you can do to increase vegetables, protein? How's what sort of fat are you bringing into your diet? Because fat's good, but not it's about the good fats, not necessarily the bad fats. And taking that holistic approach with people.
Mm.
And one thing I love is being able to say to people, women, one of the weeks I go, right, okay, what's your fluid intake like? And I'm not talking about wine, or coffee. It's usually sort of water or squash. And they go, it's not brilliant. And I know this from the reflexology that they're usually not drinking as much as they should do. Okay, so the challenge then is if with every hot drink, have a cold drink.
Mm.
And that is something that is feasible. Whereas if you said to someone, right, you need to drink 2 liters of water a day, they're like, forget that. Can't do it, not possible. Whereas I always say, if you have a hot drink, have a cold drink. Before you have another hot drink, finish your cold drink and get another one ready.
Mm.
And they can go, oh, I can do that. Because it's simple, it's tangible.
Yeah.
And straight away they've increased their fluid intake and are starting to flush the body through, making themselves feel better as well.
Yeah. And having water, I know myself, that can make such a difference. I think especially I know from my own experience, because for about 6 months I had this where you were saying about, not sleeping between sort of two, and mine was always 3 and 5. Got
Yeah,
loads done. I used to go and clean the windows or do something. But again, joking aside, it does impact on your day. By, the evening you're going, I am so tired. And then it's like this vicious circle again and again and
yeah,
hard to get out of. But if you do have that disturbed sleep through the night, actually your body is not resting as well as it should. And I found that I was feeling extremely bloated from that. And actually drinking a lot more water really did help me. And I think it's such a simple thing, but many of us don't do it enough. And if we do drink more coffee, I know, I know when I worked in an estate agent, they'd go through hundreds of coffees and I'd be like that. Oh, I can only have 2 or 3 a day and they have to be before midday, otherwise it
yeah,
does impact me.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, it's so important, so important.
yeah.
So
So it's just getting women just to look at it, as I say, bite-sized pieces
yeah, yeah,
and just work through it. And the feedback I've had is that works for women because they're not feeling pressurized. They're going, it's easy. It's
yeah,
it's so simple. I just changed, I've done that. And it's then seeing them be able to tick and go, I've done something positive for myself and it's working.
yeah,
And that's again that for me the real buzz, if you like, and the feel good factor that I'm actually helping someone to help themselves. So it's
Yeah.
not all about, as you say, not about take a pill, have a homeopathic remedy or take something natural. It's about going lifestyle change as well can help.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And it's so lovely because you are equipping women and men maybe,
Yeah.
those tools that they'll need. So I'm sure that once they've got these tools, it's something they can put in their toolkit and they can use again and again. And like you say, I think, excuse me, for many women, we can get very overwhelmed very quickly. I found I get more overwhelmed, get a
Mm.
bit, I can't do that now. So like you say, those small bite-size pieces is so much easier for people to be able to manage and see those results. So that's really great. So what kind of benefits would women get from a session with you if they were menopausal? What kind of results could they see?
So it is getting the body back into balance. And
Mm,
so Reiki is very good at getting rid of the negativity that we hold in ourselves. And even after just one session, people go, oh, I feel lighter. It's taking, especially in the head, because we carry a lot of stuff going on, and our brains are going at 50 million miles an hour in 20 different directions. We think about the worst case scenario, the world's going to end. It, our brains just like going like this. It's all getting too much. Taking that away and going, actually, let's have some calm, going back in, you feel calmer, you feel less stressed. I had one client the other week who, when she came in, I could actually feel the vibrations coming off her. The stress was just rolling off her. And I said, right, come lie down. We normally start with reflexology on the face. I was like, right, we're going to start with Reiki today. Put my hands on her head and did 15 minutes of Reiki. And then I said to her, and we did a walkthrough as well, meditation walkthrough. And I said, now do you feel ready? She's like, yes. She said, I can now. And she fell asleep after that.
wow.
And I did her face, hands, and feet. She was asleep the whole time. And then
Oh,
she woke up and went, did I miss it again? I was like, you did, but she must have needed the sleep. But she was
yeah,
just like, I was so relaxed now. She just went, it was just lovely to be able to do that and say, let's take away the anger, the stress, the negativity, leave you feeling peaceful so you can take on board what I'm giving you back to balance your body.
yeah.
So it's just that feeling. I've had a client who said, and she comes back to me for her maintenance once a month now, and she said she's lost inches off herself. And it's all the work she's put in, but she said, you can see physically her bloating's gone. She's changed her diet. She said, I feel fantastic now. And
Wow.
it's just that cumulative effect of actually getting her back into balance, getting her body working for her
Yeah,
and not working against her.
yeah.
And she just said, yeah, I feel great, I feel amazing. And it's lovely to see and to hear that women are getting the tangible benefits. It is the work they're putting in as well, though. So where they put work in, they will see more benefits. I'm here
Oh.
just to be here to support them, help them look after their well-being.
Oh, oh, it's so nice. I think, we can get extremely negative, can't we? And I think when you're negative and like you say, you're building all that negative energy up inside yourself and your brain's overloaded, it doesn't allow you to bring in the new positive stuff. And I think you need to get rid of the negative to allow the positive in. And sometimes, I think, for me, but even myself, I think, menopausally, even just normal life, you can tend to
Mm.
get overwhelmed with negatives, and that's not good for us in any way because it just brings us further and further down, doesn't it? So,
It does, and we carry stress in our bodies then. So
mm,
commonly we all carry stress in our shoulders because we hunch forwards, don't sit back, and in our necks, stomachs can be impacted big time. People don't realize if you get stressed that everything constricts and your bowels sort of go do
yeah,
something like that. And it's just being able to just again calm everything in the body and just go, you're balanced, you're fine, you can manage with everything else that's coming in. And also, we're working on the head, especially because, of course, hormones
mm,
in the brain, we need to just get those balanced and at the right levels to actually get, again, keep the body in a state where it is actually able to balance itself. And that's why I work alongside it, HRT, which is putting the hormones back in
yeah, yeah.
to support, to try and get that even keel rather than the erratic.
Yes, yes, and they do fluctuate, don't they? I think a
Yeah.
lot of people do. I mean, I know people have said to me, "Oh, well, you're on HRT now, so there's no problems. Is that's it now? You just set up for life now." It's like, um, no, doesn't quite work like that. You still have bad days, but it's about managing them and just working around it. And I think every day's a school day. I think we learn so much from other people and what you need to be doing and again having those choices. We've got so many different people within our group, different people offering different things. And I think it's great. There's plenty of help out there. It's just women choosing what they want and who they
And
want.
what works for them.
Yeah, and what works for them,
Yeah.
and I think it's great that you offer that kind of try before you buy a little bit, because I think that's really important. Because again, for some women, anxiety, as we've touched on, sometimes women can find that really difficult to even be able to go to an appointment, if they've got anxiety that's through the roof.
Yeah.
And very often, even with our group sessions that we have where we meet up, I know that people look at it and go, "Oh God, I don't know if I can go because like these other people are going and everybody's probably going to know each other." And it's so not like that. It's not. And I think it takes a lot sometimes for certain individuals to be able to just build up that confidence to be able to come along and go, "Actually, this is not as bad as I thought it was going to be." So it's lovely.
Yeah. But thank you.
So how do people get in touch with you then, Kerry? Where can they find out more about you? Maybe book an appointment in or find out
Yes.
more?
So I've got a Facebook page, which is Totally Zen. Also, my website is www.totallyzen.co.uk, or email me at totally. And now you've caught me out on my email
No,
address.
it's fine. I'm like that. Don't worry.
So you sort of go, this is where the brain fog comes in. I was just wondering whether there was a dot, and it is totally.zen@outlook.com.
Fab. Oh no, that's wonderful. And my final question to you, but would be, what is your top tip for anybody going through menopause at the moment?
My top tip is just to not be harsh on yourself and not criticize yourself and be overcritical, to allow yourself the space and know that your body's going through change, a lot of change. Things are happening which you don't always have control of, but get the support that you need for you as an individual. Work out what support you need, what you'd like, try different things, and just get the right balance for you, because you're an individual. No one else is like you, no one else is going through your journey. And don't be afraid to actually ask for help as well, and reach out to groups like this where you've got lots of people who are going through it or have been through it going, I can help.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely, that is. And I'm hoping you're going to be at our menopause fair as well.
Yes, I am. I will be there offering
Fabulous.
treatments and
Fabulous. Yeah.
showing what I do and talking to people, because a lot of it is about talking to people.
Oh yeah,
I just
networking
think,
and it's
oh,
so great to be able to build up, and it's like I've said, there is some huge companies out there that offer support for menopausal women, and I think here in the Cotswolds and crossing into the border
mm,
of Wiltshire, we've got an array of fantastic services available, and everybody's individual, and like you've said, and plenty of other people that I've interviewed have all gone, I do this because of my own journey and I want to help others. And that seems to be what I hear time and time again. And I think that's just lovely. I was speaking to somebody the other day and we were kind of saying, we go on this journey, don't we? And I don't know about you, Carrie, but I spent probably 2 or 3 years kind of working out what I needed and how I was going to do it. And I just want to be able to make sure that other women in the future don't have to waste all that time, and that everything's there available to them and they just need to find out what's right for them rather
yeah,
than going, what's going on? How do I do this? And I think that's what we need to change. And I think together we're all doing that. So thank you so
definitely.
much for your
No,
time.
you're welcome. It's been
Uh,
lovely to talk to you. Thank you.
yeah, and I will see you at the menopause fair, if not before. So thank you very much, Carrie, for your time. Take
You're
care.
welcome.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.